Weather Breeder by Stella. For all the modern inventions, warning, advice and science, it boils down to one thing. Nature is bigger, better, smarter, faster, stronger, louder and unavoidable, far beyond all known adjectives. It's also older, much, much older than anyone on the planet, older than any memory, real or dreamed. Just look at the size and construction of icebergs, the strength of ocean currents and weather systems, the fact that the Sahara Desert was once a sea. Consider the finely tuned balance of nature in all its manifestations. Is human life just the result of stardust blowing in from far distant planets, or the result of evolution? And so Bill pondered these unknowable realities for the 1000th time. He was a passionate weather watcher and thinker about the universe. And right now he was sitting in a sunny corner of his garden thinking about the ungovernable weather which was brewing for his granddaughter's wedding on Saturday. 4 days to go still, and anything could happen. But the meteorological runes were not looking good. Neither were the isobars on the weather charts, no matter how pleasantly that nice Helen Willits explained them. No matter how much dear Flo and her fiancé Sam wanted it otherwise. As the sun settled on his lined features, he closed his eyes, enjoying the late summer warmth. Bill knew that right now a stormy weather front was making steady progress in this direction from the Atlantic, although the blue sky with just a handful of white clouds belied the fact. They were thin, high clouds, misty looking, weather breeders, as his dad used to say. A gentle waft of air fidgeted its way through the garden. As it rustled and lifted the leaves of the apple tree on this otherwise still day, it also ruffled Bill's peace. He was instantly alert. This was the first sign, the rippling outrider on the outer edge of the coming storm. Pam noticed it too, turning to him as she fussed over the pristine pot of pink geraniums. They would be putting up 2 wedding guests from afar, Pam's cousin Elaine and husband Roger. More like putting up with, Bill thought. No trouble could be spared, in the house or garden, and Pam looked anxious. Maybe I should wash the sheets today rather than tomorrow, she wondered aloud. They both knew the towels and bedding had been clean and ready for several days, but Pam liked things to be just so and fretted that a few specks of dust might have gathered on them in the airing cupboard. It won't hurt to freshen them up again, she had decided. By tomorrow, the imminent stormy weather was becoming more apparent. The isobars had taken their time to line up closer together, but now the random gusts of air hurried along faster, the trees and bushes restless in their path. Still, there was no rain, and the high hurrying clouds showed no sign of letting go of their moisture. So Pam washed and pegged white sheets, pillowcases and towels to the washing line. The wind fought to pull the linen away from her grasp with gusts of increasing strength, but she was determined. And soon the sound of flapping linen added to the wind. The laundry billowing and tossing as stronger drafts caught them. In no time, the wind-blown pillowcases were wrapped over and over themselves on the line. The sheets were caught up, billowing like sails in the bursts of wind which quickly dissipated before moving on to make trouble elsewhere, leaving the sheets to drop back, flat and tangled on top of the line. Bursts of sunshine between the accelerating clouds made the laundry gleam a brilliant white. The sweet, fresh air of the Atlantic Ocean will be in those sheets, said Pam with satisfaction. Elaine and Roger will like that. Over the next few hours, the wind gathered speed and force, massing in the trees on the hillside opposite, roaring to a crescendo as air was propelled forward on ever-tightening isobars. Smaller trees bent and stooped in its path, writhing in the wind. The individual gusts gathered into one continuous stream of background sound now, a never-ending roar, felling those larger trees and branches which had the audacity to resist. The rain came eventually, fat drops pouring out of the sky in near horizontal lines, blowing here and there as the wind took them. Puddles grew in the road, small streams became large streams became rivers, rivers overflowed. How could there be so much rain in the sky, they wondered. Bill lost count of the number of times Pam muttered, "Poor Flo, her dress will be ruined, her veil will fly away," pacing from window to window, silently pleading with the sky to calm down, just for one day, please. The day before the big day, Bill consulted his barometer and sensed a change coming. He checked with the day's weather presenter, that friendly Carol Kirkwood. "Maybe all will be well by wedding day kick-off time tomorrow," he reported to Pam, fingers crossed. And he was right. He had done his rain dance, rearranged the rooms, checked the seaweed on the potting shed, and frankly just prayed to the inscrutable weather god, bargaining that if this one day could please be fair, then he would willingly accept 2 solid wet weeks later on when he should be getting the garden ready for winter. Maybe that was the only way to deal with the unknowable universe. And so it was. Flo and Sam settled their vows together in sparkling, rain-washed air, backlit by the sun, which was untroubled by any clouds, although the air still reverberated occasionally with gusts from the expiring storm as it ran its course. Later on, everyone was worn out and slept well that night, most of all Elaine and Roger, who dreamt unexpected, unfathomable, sweet, deep dreams in Pam's Atlantic-blown sheets.